I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation. Or at least I am while you're watching this. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And yes, I'm pre-recording things because I'm going on vacation and you can't stop me. Alright, and today's video we are going to talk about the top books that just turned me into a little ball of fiery rage, because why not? I will try to put this in like lowest to highest, but pretty much they all enrage me. So again, I'm sort of nitpicking things that annoy me just a little bit less than the others. All right, number 5 at the bottom of the list is Bridge to Terabithia. I hate this. I hate this book. I hated that I had to read it. I hated reading it. I hated the movie. Everything about it just enraged me. I can't even really describe exactly what it was about it. It was just sort of like the whole thing. I didn't like the concept. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like the dialogue. I didn't like the way that it was written. It was just, what is happening? I don't know. Why did you write this thing? Number 4, Pride and Prejudice. And frankly, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I don't like reading Jane Austen books. There, I said it. It's not that I don't think that they were bad or that they are bad. I think that they are very much locked in their time, and I hate it. The trope of hate to love is fine. I don't have a problem with it. But we spend so much time foiling frickin' what's-her-face with literally every other female character, and I think really what makes me so angry about this book is that everyone always says, oh, it's such a feminist book. Really? Really? This is a feminist book where the only reason why we are reading this is because the girls are being married off to positions of society. And I understand that, you know, our protagonist is fighting that in some way. But ultimately, that doesn't happen. In fact, Jane Austen has a character in there that very deliberately goes against this societal norm and is pretty much punished for it. So I don't understand how people like this book. I don't understand how people think that this is a very feminist look on it. Perhaps if I'm reading this wrong and it was supposed to be a commentary, then that's cool. But then there's the other side of this where people are like, oh my God, Mr. Darcy, it's so wonderful. It's such a wonderful romance. Make up your mind. Number 3, which I think is on a lot of people's favorite list or nostalgia list, but also is on a lot of people's hate lists, and that is the Twilight series. I tried to pick it up way back when I think it was only 2 books and everyone was talking about it, and I picked it up in the bookstore, and literally I think I read the adjective soft to describe a blanket, the same blanket, like 7 times in the first like 3 pages, and I just put it down. I'm like, no, you are not worth my boredom. I can't do it. Furthermore, Twilight is very problematic just in its story in and of itself. I understand it's supposed to be a fantasy. It's a romantic fantasy on top of being a fantasy. It's just so much, and Bella is so flat, and I just want to punch her in her freaking face all the time. Honestly, I think I watched the first 2 movies. I'm not even ashamed to say that I did not pay for those at all, because I was not going to give Stephenie Meyer or anybody involved in making those films my money. Number 2 is 50 Shades of Grey. The whole thing, all of it. Hate it. Again, it was Twilight fan fiction to begin with, and just like glossed over with some new names and possibly a beta read or something like that, but it's trash. It's utter trash. A lot of people have already discussed this, so I'm not going to go into it much further, but the relationship is abusive. The sex is abusive and very unsafe. The kink community is already really misrepresented anyway, and then to have this book on top of it, fiery ball of rage already. We haven't even got to number 1 yet. And finally, number 1, which has a really good Goodreads score and made a lot of money, and made a lot of money with the movie too, which I've already said I really hate. Memoirs of a Geisha. My hatred for this book runs so deep. There is the first problem of the fact that this white dude, despite having apparently many degrees in Japanese culture, having lived there, just didn't get it at all. He wanted to write a Cinderella story and apparently wanted to use the Japanese culture as a backdrop. And that's exactly what he did. Only it made everything way too exoticized. It didn't capture the truth of being a geisha, regardless of what time period you're talking about. The comparisons to how things looked, how things felt, how the makeup was really contrived. Like, I believe that at some point he described the lips of, you know, how to make the small sort of rosebud looking lips, saying that you don't want it to look like 2 slices of sashimi. No, that was not how you wanted to describe this situation at all. Thank you, no. The whole loss of her virginity was really terrible, and no, again, no. I don't understand also why in the first section, you know, I think in like the preface or something like that, the author describes the main character as his good friend. And then at the end, we find out that no, this is not based on a real person. He just called her a good friend. What are we talking about? I don't understand. I thought this was a real person, and now I don't. And now I find out that she was just a freaking made-up character based on literally nothing. This really hurts because Memoirs of a Geisha was such a beautiful movie. It was beautifully shot. It was not well researched, is what I mean to say. The cost that year at the Oscars, the costumer for Memoirs of a Geisha won Best Costume. No, they are not historically accurate. The patterns are all wrong. The dressing of geisha and geiko, the apprentices, like there's so much involved, down to the colors, the contrasting colors, what you wear, how many ties you wear, what color is your collar. There is so much that goes into this. Nobody wore fur. Let me just stress that right now. Nobody wore fur. What bothers me more is that Kill Bill did an excellent job of doing this. Lucy Liu walked in kimono better than any of those girls. Oh my god. And you do have to walk in kimono differently. I'm sorry I'm going on about this, but I am 28 years old and I've been studying this. I've been taking Japanese dance since I was 5. I have, a somewhat of an authority on this. I'm not the most foremost authority, but I have a little bit of knowledge. I have feelings. I'm mad. Just
20 minutes later.
On with the rant. Memoirs of a Geisha was a piece of shit.
3 hours later.
Alright, now that I've calmed down a little bit, I think that's my top 5 most hated books that turned me into a little ball of fiery rage. And we're done. Good. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below. I'm on vacation. I'm so excited. Follow me on Snapchat, which I believe you can find somewhere on my homepage. That way you can get all the updates of my time in Italy. It'll be fun. Or follow me on Twitter. That way I can live tweet shit or something. I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen? But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!